And 3, 2, 1. We're live.
All right.
It says
Hopefully we're
allegedly.
live.
It's
Hopefully we're
black.
live, everyone. Welcome.
It's black
I
screen.
think we're live now.
Wait. Okay. No, I see it. Okay. Sorry. My internet is. Huh?
Huh?
It says it's gonna be an hour and 15 minutes. What? I
What's an hour and 15 minutes?
don't know. That's what it
We're live.
says.
I can see us. I can.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I can see us now. Okay. We're just hella delayed.
But yeah,
Okay.
welcome everyone. This is going to be a quick pre-show prediction show for AEW Revolution 2022. Jessi is in Orlando. She's in a hotel room and her internet isn't very good, but we're doing what we can to get some predictions out there, and we're
Sorry.
going to give away a Wrestle Rumble entry as well. I'm going to pull up their prize list right now. It's of course brought to you by Wrestle Rumble. AEW Revolution Pick'em Contest top prize is a replica AEW World Title belt. That thing is sick.
Nice. I know
Yeah, I
they just
love
came
it.
out
And
with
then
it.
second and third place both get $100 each. So we're gonna give you a free entry during the show. As people kind of trickle in here, we'll probably remind you a few times. But the way we always do this is just anybody who types the word Wrestle Rumble in the chat, we give one. Basically, what you're doing throughout the show is you're getting your name on a list.
Oh,
What?
I'm
Uh,
trying to take a picture and it was bad.
um, But you basically get your name on a list, and then we pick a name randomly off of that list at the end of the show for Wrestle Rumble entries. So the way to get your names on that list for a potential entry is if you just put Wrestle Rumble in the chat, we'll give you one shot at an entry. If you give us any super chats for a total of under $10, you get your name on there twice. Any $10 or more entries, your name's on there 3 times, and then that's a way you can support the channel, support myself and Jessi, and then also potentially get a Wrestle Rumble entry out of it as well. So like Christopher Strike Leather, I see. Or sorry,
Yes.
Stike Leather. Strike Leather sounds like a
Strike
pretty badass name,
leather.
but
That would be cool.
Stike
That sounds like
Stike
a
Leather.
Mortal Kombat character.
Um, so Christopher, I'm gonna put your name on the list right now, and we'll do that throughout the show. We'll keep an eye on it. My computer's going slow now too. Go figure. Both of us are gonna be. This is gonna be a rough one. Um,
Wolverine. I know. This is tough. This is a long part too. It'll be a long night.
So Christopher, sorry, I'm just waiting for my computer to catch up, y'all. Appreciate if it's a little bit scuffed today. But I got Wolverine head, or sorry, Wolverine Thad, and
Put Schmitty in there. Put
Schmitty. All
Schmitty
right,
in there
Schmitty, we
too.
got you for one shot as well.
Really? And then Corey, right?
Yes, I need to actually read out his super chat from earlier. Let me see what he said.
Yeah, 'cause the monetization was off. He ever so kindly. Oh man, it's cold in here.
So Corey will actually get 3 shots at this because he sent us a super chat of $20. So he actually technically gets on here 6 times because it's 10 and 10. So Corey's got a really good shot right now. Um, I'm just getting caught up here. JJ, we got you on the list once, buddy. Always good to see you. And as I said before, if you send a super chat, you also you get your name on there 2 more times, 3 more times if it's over $10, and that goes for every $10 you spend. So Corey spent $20. His name's on there 6 times for potential entry. That said, Corey sent a. You can always send to myself or Jessi through the donation link below or either of our tip jars on Twitter, and we treat it the same way. We split the money and we will read it out just like a super chat. That's a good way if like we aren't live. If you want to send us something that you want to make sure gets read out on the air, we have it and we keep it all week, and then we read it when we go live. So Corey sent a few days ago saying it just says, "Here's to many more great times. Here's for you and Jessi's success." That's very nice of them.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Wolverine Thad. I appreciate it. Sorry if the stream is oh my god, my stoma just farted. Sorry. Sorry if the stream is really glitchy. This hotel internet is not good.
Yeah, we'll
So
work through it.
I probably We'll work through it. We'll survive. We will prevail.
Kyle
We can do
Davis, I
it.
got your name on there for a shot at an entry as well. Saw you in the chat. Um,
Hey, my husband's there. Hi.
Michael.
Hi. I got the menu. Michael, I got the menu for you. I went downstairs and they gave me the menu, so I'll send you a picture of it. He wanted the menu to the restaurant at a hotel that shall not be
Nice.
named.
Yes, we will not leak that for the.
And there's no refrigerator in the room, but they're bringing one, so it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we will keep an eye on the chat throughout the show. As always, last time I'll mention it real quick before we get into the predictions. This is brought to you once again by WrestleRumble.com. You can see the prizes on the screen right here. AEW Replica Belt, first place, second and third both get $100 cash each. And if you send us super chats throughout the show, not only do you have more chances at possibly getting an entry for this, but we'll also make sure to read out your statements, we'll answer your questions, all that good stuff. And you can just say Wrestle Rumble in the chat for at least one shot at an entry. Just want to get Wrestle Rumble's name out there. Yeah, freebies. So let's get the Revolution card pulled up here. What was that?
The stats show.
And Jessi just got to Orlando. Like you just pulled up.
Like, yeah. Like I just rolled up in here and was like, "Yo, I'm here. Let's do it."
Yeah. So if anyone shows up, like room service, whatever you call it, the dudes who have like an extra refrigerator or something like that.
Yeah, because I literally, it's right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll give you free fridges when you need it for medicine. You won't have to pay for that. No, you definitely shouldn't have. Like I worked at a hotel for a short time in Orlando. We talked about that, the Peabody. Yeah.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the little ducks. And and that was a thing that they stressed us at the front desk was like if it's for medicine, like you always do the free refrigerator. And because I knew that, I would just do free fridges all the time for people. I was like, I'm not going to be that guy who's like a dick about stuff. Yeah, exactly. All right.
All right. Let's see this card.
So, we'll start with a couple free show matches. And me and Jessi, what we always do is like I'll do a prediction first, and then she'll follow up, and then we'll reverse it so that we're each kind of getting a chance to get our thoughts out first for each of these predictions. So I'll start it off because it's a pretty easy one. We have Hook versus QT Marshall. Hook's going to destroy QT Marshall, but it's a good way to get the crowd pumped up, ready to go for the rest of the show.
Hi. Yes. Send Hook and send him first. And I like it. Just have him go out there, just kick his ass, and go. Perfect.
Yes. Over under, Jessi. How long do you think this match lasts?
I don't know because I want it to last I want it to be a squash, but I want it to last a little bit longer because we need more Hook. But
yeah, I think that's a pretty fair prediction. I think an over under of about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Wrestle Rumble doesn't do pre-show stuff on their pick'ems, but like this would have been a fun one for like a match length.
That would have been a fun one. Yeah.
After that, we have Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander, which is a match I'm really looking forward to because I like both these women a lot.
Yeah.
The build's been a little bit strange with Statlander, like, well, yeah, going after the fact that Hirsch was like an orphan and stuff.
Yeah, and now that it's like all this stuff going on, like over there, like awkward.
So that stuff aside, like the match itself, who do you think wins this one, Layla Hirsch or Chris Statlander?
I think Layla Hirsch. But, I mean, Chris Statlander is really good. I think, I don't know, you can't take a low blow like that about being adopted and win a match. Come on. It's a weird one. But it's going to be good. It'll be fun.
The booking of it, the build-up to it's been very strange. Because, like, Layla recently turned heel. Yeah. And I've been saying it for a minute. Like, I really want to see her on Team Taz. I think she would just fit in really well with that group. But it was weird how like they just unintentionally had Statlander kind of turn heel through circumstance and just like Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the match itself, I think, is going to be really good. I'm going to go with Statlander over Layla Her, even though like
Okay.
it's a pretty close one. It's pretty 50-50 to be honest. Like as far as like how I'm leaning,
Yeah. It's pretty.
but
Yeah.
I'll go with Chris Statlander. It really depends on who they really want to. You know what? Hirsch is maybe a better prediction because we'll get into more predictions for the show because I'm like kind of thinking ahead with who might be in what positions and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll go with Statlander just for the sake of going with Statlander. And I still need her action figure too, which looks really really good. I like it a lot. We have this getting into the main show. We got Jade Cargill defending the TBS championship against Ty Conti.
Dude, I loved her promo.
Cargill. Oh yeah,
All
the
that
karate,
shit. Yeah, so funny.
That
Oh
was.
my god. That was hilarious. I want Jade Cargill to win. I like Tay Conti, but Jade Cargill is just money right now. I love
I
her.
completely agree. JJ with the super chat says the MJF Punk video package
Thank
that's
you,
on Twitter
JJ.
rules so much. I'm so excited for the match.
Oh, I
Well,
haven't
and
seen
we'll
it.
talk about MJF and Punk here in a minute when we get to that match. But thank you, JJ. As always appreciate the support.
Thank you, JJ.
But yeah, we'll
Yes.
definitely dive into MJF and Punk here in a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, as far as Cargill and Conti, I think it's pretty clear that Cargill will win. But I think it'll be a good match, which is really at the end of the day the point of doing this. Like Jade, I love Jade. Everyone knows that. I'm a big Jade Cargill supporter. But she is still learning. You know, she's still green. I mean, it's just the truth. And how can you not be with? I mean, very little experience, but she's she's progressing in my opinion very quickly. I like what I'm seeing, and she presents herself and she looks like a star.
Yeah.
Like I really like a lot about Jade. Very big fan, but
Yeah.
if it's her versus somebody that also doesn't have a lot of experience, it probably isn't going to be very good. If it's her with someone like Conti, it has a much better chance of being like a really good match potentially. So
Yes.
right. But at the end of the day, this is all about like establishing Jade and like her title run with the TBS belt. Like that's really what's being highlighted here. But it's going to make for a way better match because it's someone as good as Conti as her opponent.
Tay Conti is so good, and she can make it look good. She's kind of like gonna be the Miz, you know, how the Miz is like real good at getting people over that are more inexperienced. I know it's a weird
I don't know how
comparison.
many people are gonna like hear it. I like the Miz. I like the Miz personally, but
I mean, she's not the Miz. She's better than that. But I'm just saying.
After that, we have, this is weird to say still, the AHFO, which is Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy taking on Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin. Who do you think wins this one in this 6-man tornado tag match?
I mean, I feel like it's obvious that Sammy, Sting, and Darby will win, but what if Jeff Hardy comes out and help Matt Hardy?
I don't think he can. I think he's still just. I think until just after Revolution. I don't know if he can legally be there
until just after.
And I apologize, everybody, if you're hearing the leaf blower outside of my place that always likes to do this at like the worst.
Oh, I can't
times.
hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Sammy, Sting, and Darby, just because it makes the most sense to me. But I mean, you never know.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I'm with you. I'm going with Sammy, Sting, and Darby as well. I think it'll be a decent match. I mean, I love that it's tornado tag, meaning there's just a lot more they can do because they don't have to like tag in and out and stuff. So it'll be a lot of stuff going on at once.
It's gonna be wild. I can't wait for the wild Darby Allin.
Coffin drop off like the stage or something.
Oh my god!
And then Sting's just the man still. I love Sting. Such a mark for Sting. And then Sammy Guevara is awesome too. I mean, this is a really cool match.
Yes.
And I do think that AHFO will lose, and I think that ultimately Andrade will kind of steal this whole group from Matt Hardy. Like he'll kind of boot him out of his own group.
Oh.
And that will open it up to where when Jeff Hardy does come in, Matt Hardy's free and they can start doing the Hardy Boys as a team.
Ah, that makes
Because
sense.
otherwise, why are they doing AHFO to begin with? Like, because it's such a weird, random pairing and group with these guys.
There's a purpose.
Yeah, it's just it's just a hunch I have. It's just just a guess. Just a gut feeling that that's where they're gonna go with this. Had another super chat. Thank you very much to Sean. Says, hey Stephen, hey Jessi.
Thank you,
How are
Deshaun.
you beautiful? I love Jade, and let's not have another rigged poll. LOL. Oh, rigged poll. Wait, are you talking about for the Wrestle Rumble?
You know what, Deshaun? If you don't win, I'll give you my Wrestle Rumble entry.
Wow, that's huge. Are you serious, Jessi?
I'm serious. I will give it to him. He deserves it. If he doesn't win. Now, if he wins, it's mine. But
well, that's a lot on the line there. Deshaun, so because you gave a super chat, and I did see you say Wrestle Rumble in the chat as well, you are now on the list 3 times. If you break over to the $10 or more, you'll get another one. And Corey's on there. Corey's your big competition right now, Deshaun, because Corey has 6 available because he did a $20 super chat. So just a heads up, the odds are still in Corey's favor, but you do have really good odds right now with 3 potential entries.
And
anybody else who's late to the stream, if you say Wrestle Rumble in the chat, your name's on here once. If you donate, you get extra entries. All right, up next. Oh, so we're both going with Sami, Sting, and Darby, which seems pretty obvious. After that, we have Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus defending the AEW World Tag Team titles against Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, as well as the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. This match is going to rule. Jurassic Express just
so hard.
Yeah, I agree. This match is going to be awesome. Jurassic Express just recently won the titles, but my prediction is that Red Dragon walks away with the AEW World Tag Team titles. So
I agree.
Yeah, and I think that leads to like a one-on-one between them and the Bucks, with Red Dragon as the champion, the Bucks trying to get the belts. And it could potentially play into the main event with Cole and Hangman, which we'll get into, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm going Red Dragon. Sounds like you're the same.
Yeah, I'm the same. I feel like this also frees up Jungle Boy to do some stuff, because I feel like, he's over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Luchasaurus, I love Luchasaurus, but, Jungle Boy's hella over, so it would free him up to do more stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and when are we going to talk about how AEW recast Marco Stunt as Christian Cage? Like, makes no sense.
Know.
It's so weird seeing Christian out. I just can't get over it. I'm like, I get why they were helping each other at the beginning, but now it's like Jungle Christian. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is this guy hanging out with these guys?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like, what's he doing?
Random. And shout out Marco Stunt, man. I love Marco.
I love Marco Stunt. I know. I have Rugrats pajama shorts.
Because his indie merch is like that. Yeah.
His logo, yeah.
He's still doing well for himself on the indies. I hope he winds up in AEW again in the future. We just haven't seen him in a while. Throwback, thank you so much for the super chat. Always
Throwback,
good to see you, buddy. Says, it's Jessi and Stephen. Jessi, keep kicking ass and take some names. What do you see as a sleeper match of the show? Who comes out as a star? Well, first of all, Throwback, your name is now on our list for potential Wrestle Rumble entry twice for the donation. So thank you so much. And
thank you.
To answer your question, I'd say my sleeper on this show, if we're talking sleeper as far as like a match that you see this card and it's super stacked, and there's a match that it might not jump out to you and like super like grab your attention in comparison to a lot of this. I'd say the sleeper match would be Jericho and Kingston.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not paying attention to that, that's going to be good. I mean, people are probably going to sleep on that because they're thinking, oh, it's Jericho and, Eddie Kingston. But I really think, me too. I think it's going to be good. I think people are underestimating it.
I'm not saying it'll necessarily be the best match of the show. But, I think...
No.
Yeah.
It will be good. It'll be better than people expect.
So as far as sleepers, once we get to the match that I think will be match of the show, I'll make it pretty obvious which one I think will be the match of the night. Now,
Yeah.
a match that could be the match of the night. I mean, this is going to be awesome. Pretty much all these could be match of the night, which is so crazy. This is a great show. This is a stacked card.
I know.
John Moxley and Bryan Danielson. The story going into this is Danielson wants Mox to join him in this group with guys that he's trying to recruit, like Lee Moriarty and Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta and these kind of guys. And Moxley doesn't want to join up unless he's considering it, but he's got to bleed with them first, which is consistent with Moxley's character in AEW, because we saw him bleed with Kingston and team with him. We saw him bleed with Darby and team with him. Like, this is...
He bled with MJF, but he didn't team with him.
True. Not yet, at least. I don't think that'll happen yet. You know, I don't... But that's a good point. He did.
Thank you, Throwback.
Very much appreciated. We got your name on the list one more time there for another super chat. Thank you. And yeah, so who do you think wins this one? I mean, this is a really, really hard one to predict, I think, for the outcome, because it could either lead to more feuding, it could lead to them actually teaming after this. Like, there's a lot of possibilities here. Who wins, Moxley or Danielson?
Moxley. Moxley has to win.
How does he do it?
And then he joins forces with Bryan Danielson, because John Moxley just came back. Dude needs to be rewarded for sobriety. I don't know. I know it's not kayfabe, but he's been through a lot, and I feel like him winning and then accepting Bryan Danielson's kind of offer would make it seem like they're on a level playing field, because even though Bryan Danielson offered it, Moxley took the go-ahead after a victory, and I think that puts them on a level playing field instead of Bryan Danielson like beating him and then he says, okay, I'll join, then he seems lesser than, you know?
Yeah, I really think this one could go either way. Like, how do you think Moxley wins? Like, do you think it's really a Death Rider for the 3? Do you think he, like, Bulldog chokes him? Like,
I think it's submission.
So, I'm gonna go the opposite. Although this is one where, like, this is probably the hardest. This is definitely one of the hardest ones for me to make a prediction for, because of the potential stories coming out of it. So, like, I think if any match is gonna go to a draw on the show, this would be it.
Good. That's true.
The only issue I have with that, and I don't have this issue personally, I can just see it coming from the internet wrestling fans, is that Danielson has had, he's been having draws, you know, and
I feel like, that's true. That's fair.
I don't have a problem with that personally, especially if,
I don't have a problem with
especially on a show that's 11 matches, and like if that's the one draw, and it makes sense for both guys in the story going forward. So that's kind of my official prediction, is like, I think like neither guy will win, but if I had to pick one or the other, I would go with Danielson. So here's the thing: I don't see Moxley giving up and submitting, but I don't see any way of Moxley beating Danielson with how, like, great Danielson has been, like, presented in AEW. So I'm thinking maybe it's something where, like, Danielson chokes him out completely, to where, like, Moxley doesn't give up, but Danielson does get the best of him. And he passes it, he makes him pass out or whatever. But then maybe Moxley afterwards is like, wow, like, there is some shit I could learn from you. Like, all right, I'm in. Like, this is, like, this could be pretty, like, I'm going to get better by being a part of this group. But I think it's also...
So we basically have the same idea. We have the same idea in the end.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, they
just different ways of getting there.
Yeah, I think in the end they do team together, at least for a short time.
Yeah, hell yeah, they better. Yeah. I'm gonna be mad if they don't.
But I mean, but the thing is, like, I could just as easily say Moxley gets the big win over Danielson, and, like, they have respect going forward. I mean, like, it's very, very possible for Moxley to win this match. But like I said, I think a draw is actually, like, the most likely thing, which I'm fine with. After that, we have what I just called potentially the sleeper match of the night. We have Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. Chris Jericho is in the best shape he's been in years, which...
Dude's got killer 6
Which, yeah, I love seeing that, because I'm a big Jericho fan.
Good for him.
That's one knock he gets. I mean, he gets knocked for a lot of stuff, but one of the things is like his the
His
well, yeah, the
physique.
question. It's not just the physique. It's the how motivated is he? Like the questions of like how seriously is he taking this? Or his matches getting worse and those kind of things. And like I think him and Kingston are going to tell an incredible story. They've already told a great story heading into this card. I mean, the story is basically Jericho making fun of Kingston because Jericho's been wrestling for over 30 years and he's never heard of Eddie Kingston. And Kingston had been wrestling for 20 years and Jericho never heard of him. He thought he was Eddie Edwards when he came in and all that stuff. And Kingston basically feeling like he's being disrespected, and the fans are like super behind Kingston always. So, as far as a prediction goes, I'm gonna say Eddie Kingston actually beats Jericho in this match. Because
I agree.
Kingston has lost most of his big matches in AEW, and
Yes.
this is one where it's like he's winning the big one, and Jericho has teed it up perfectly with how he's talked about Kingston, and Jericho's kind of
Yes.
hinted a heel turn anyways and stuff. So like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm going Eddie Kingston for the big win. And it sounds like you agree.
I do agree, and I feel like Santana and Ortiz will try to get involved, but it won't work. And I think that eventually leads to the Jericho heel turn
Interesting. Yeah, Santana and Ortiz could definitely play a
because they were
part in
like, "We
this
good," and they were like, "Yeah, we're good."
for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So we're both taking Eddie Kingston in that one. And like I said, that's probably the match that isn't getting talked about enough on this show that I think is going to really, really exceed people's expectations. After that, we got the Face of the Revolution ladder match. The winner gets a future TNT Championship shot. We got Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Wardlow, and then either Christian Cage or Ethan Page. Cage versus Page. That's happening on Rampage tonight. Yes. And I feel like they'll also have like they usually have like one more surprise in something like this. So
Yeah.
personally, just throwing it out there, I think if there is a surprise entrant, it's going to be Swerve. That's just my guess. Um,
Yes, I
but
agree. That would be
that,
nice.
that would be cool. But Jesse, we're going to go with the people that we can actually that we know are in the match. Because obviously there's
Hmm.
we could choose anybody if it's like we choose a mystery person, but we'll go with the people that are actually here and official for the match. You're up first on this one. Who do you think wins the Face of the Revolution ladder match?
I want to say Wardlow, but I feel like TNT Championship is not what he should be going for. You know what I mean? I mean, push him straight to the world title. It would kind of give him a push. I don't. This one's hard for me because I want to say Wardlow because I want him to have like momentum to turn on MJF. But as we get further on, um, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Keith Lee just because I don't know, he signed.
yeah.
But to me, I want to say Wardlow, but I'm just
So
gonna
the
say
thing with Wardlow that makes it interesting is MJF on Dynamite saying, "If you win the title, I'll let you keep it because you've been doing a good job." And then he wound up slapping him in the face and everything
right.
afterwards, and like telling him like basically in no uncertain terms, like basically he's a slave to him essentially. Like I mean that's
His bitch.
because
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
your
signed to
bitch. Yeah,
AEW. Like MJF is the reason that he's wrestling. Like,
that's
MJF is
right.
paying him. AEW isn't paying him. Um, so he can treat him however he wants to. Now that
Hmm.
said, I'm actually going with Keith Lee as well.
Wait,
That's
that's
uh
it.
that's gonna be my prediction.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just feel like he's only really been seen like really just once like in the ring in AEW. Um, and I
Yeah.
think they were going to try to capitalize on him being a newer signing. And one thing AEW I think is really trying to do is take people that them and the WWE universe felt like people were like underusing the WWE, and then at least giving them a real chance at success in AEW.
Right.
And I think Keith Lee is probably just, and then also Keith Lee versus Sammy Guevara would be such a good match. So, but
Right.
I like the idea of Wardlow or Keith Lee. I'm okay. I'm honestly okay with anyone in this match. Like personally,
Yeah.
I'm the biggest fan of Orange Cassidy of anyone in the match personally.
Yeah, I
But
love
I
Orange
think Ricky
Cassidy.
Starks would be the most interesting when just if it's just me, because I think Ricky
It
Starks for
would
Sammy
be.
Guevara would be fire, and I also think that Ricky Starks is carrying around a worthless title belt with that FTW belt. Like if he's too talented to be just
Yeah.
like carrying around this prop, like he should be involved in like actual titles that like are actual like recognized championships in my opinion. Um, but
Right.
who do you think qualifies between Christian Cage and Ethan Page?
Ethan Page, because he just became a U.S. citizen.
Okay, I'm, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with
It's just my
Christian because I
reasoning.
feel like he'll get a match on the show.
Okay, yeah, that
Even
makes
though
sense too.
Christian
But
will be
I
ringside,
don't.
I'm sure for the tag match. So maybe that's all he does.
Yeah,
I'm
he'll
a
be
big Ethan
there.
Page fan though, so I'm all about all ego.
Yeah, me
I
too.
watch his vlog where he buys action figures every week and stuff.
Yeah, I know we talked about that.
Throwback with the
But
super chat. Thank you very much
um,
again, Throwback. Your name is on here
yes,
multiple more times, so you got a real good shot at possibly winning a WrestleMania match. We really appreciate you. Says, do you see
appreciation,
an
man.
ROH invasion or infusion at this show? Who from Ring of Honor do you see possibly showing up at this show? Again, thank you guys. I'll let you do that one first. Any thoughts on ROH invasion or presence on this show?
I don't. It's hard to say because I feel like, he had just signed that deal like that morning on Wednesday. And I feel like I mean, I don't know. Maybe there is. I don't know. But if this was kept very close to the vest, they said. I mean, everyone thought it was like an HBO Max deal or whatever. So like, I don't know if it'll happen on this show. Um, but I think eventually it would be kind of cool to see that happen. However, I don't really know what his vision is for ROH, and I don't really know what ROH the talent wants. So I think that's important. I think it's important to them to kind of establish what the new vision is. And if that is to merge kind of with AEW and be sort of not like an NXT,
Mm-hmm.
but like you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like a stepping stone or whatever. Not even a stepping stone, just whatever. Just like another brand. We'll see. But I'm not really sure, but I'm excited to see where it goes. It's a very good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, because they did something like that really similar in Impact, and that story's still playing out with the Honor No More group and all that stuff. I think it's possible.
Sorry, Gabby.
I'm possible there's some sort of Ring of Honor presence on the show. Um, I don't know
Yeah.
necessarily what, but and I've talked about this a little bit. I talked about it with Jeremy yesterday, but like the thing with the Ring of Honor sale, I think that was mainly done for the tape library. Like that's really
Yeah, and for all in.
yeah, for sure. Basically the rights to that all that footage is because as much as I love Ring of Honor and I'm happy that they're going to be around and like Super Fight of Honor looks great. Like they're bringing in Ninja Mac and Alex Zane and Denise
I
Salcedo.
know. I love Ninja Mac.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
What?
Denise is
She's
on
doing
Super
it?
Part of Honor. Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
um so like I like what Ring of Honor is doing, but the thing is like AEW doesn't need Ring of Honor as a wrestling company, and the reason that I say that is because
Right.
the ecosystem already exists for like AEW's future success. Like what they've already been doing. Basically, they scout.
With AEW
Well,
Dark.
yeah, but even before that, they're scouting the indies and like GCW and like that's where they're pulling from already. So they don't really need anything
Yeah.
else to pull from. Basically, they're
Right.
creating a place to pull their own talent from when like those places already exist for them and they already have working relationships with GCW and stuff. So you don't really need it, but it
Mhm.
is a cool thing to have that you can like brand Ring of Honor stuff, and also a thing that people aren't talking about enough, but is very important to someone like me is now Jazzwares, who makes all the AEW action figures, now they can make Ring
Yeah.
of Honor action figures. So
Ooh.
now we can get like CM Punk from Ring of Honor figures and like Samoa Joe from Ring of Honor figures and like that kind of stuff,
Ooh.
which is gonna be badass.
That's
And then
awesome.
on
I didn't
top,
think about that.
of that, they can do all these same things in the AEW video games too. You can have a Ring of Honor, like all these characters,
Yeah.
and like so that's there's a lot of really cool things you can do now that you own like the likeness to all that stuff. So to be honest, that's really what I'm more excited about when it comes to the Ring of Honor purchase is what all the cool stuff they can do. For me as like a longtime fan of Ring of Honor that like Ring of Honor could never actually do before for themselves. And um so that I'm excited for like that kind of stuff in the tape library and to see what they do with all of those things. I think that's way more important than them actually owning because I don't think that they're going to go to having like a weekly Ring of Honor show or anything. Like I think maybe every now and then they do like a big Ring of Honor super
No.
show that involves people like Hook that never had an independent career or something like that. But also you sprinkle in like a
Yeah.
CM Punk or a Bryan Danielson and like the show's got a really big time feel. So and also.
Sorry, I keep
Uh,
yawning. I'm so sorry I keep yawning. When I get really nervous or really excited, I yawn a lot. I don't know
That's okay. I
why,
didn't
so
even
that's why
notice to
I'm
be honest.
yawning. I'm like yawning.
But
I'm like,
I
I'm so excited.
there was
Sorry.
one more. Oh yeah, and also I think that this sale like it makes it to where it's just a straight
Hmm.
path now to where it's. I would be shocked at this point if they didn't do the Briscoes versus FTR Supercard of Honor like that. Like that's where that match has got to
Yeah.
happen now,
Right.
huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I said right. It has to, even though they said
Oh,
they
God, no.
retired, but
Get out of here.
whatever.
Um,
It has to work.
moving on. We've got the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defending the championship against Thunder Rosa, who beat her in a lights out match, but it didn't count towards their records. Um,
Right.
you know, basically, I mean, Britt's been using, Jamie Hayter and people to, like, kind of get at Thunder Rosa, and I think this match is going to be really, really good. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm up first for the prediction, and I think that this is where Thunder Rosa wins the title. I think it just makes sense.
I think I think so too. I think that they kind of tried to swerve us Wednesday with Thunder Rosa
Yeah,
winning.
she pinned
Uh,
Britt. Yeah,
but yeah, she print and like in all like my WWE logic says, well, she's not winning on Sunday, but I really think this is her time. I mean, logically it makes sense. This has to be. She's fought her so many times. It's like this has to be her moment and her chance. And Britt Baker's got enough star power. She doesn't need that title. She's got her, there she's doing her thing with Adam Cole too. There's that whole thing, so she can go off and do that, or continue the feud, or whatever. But I think Thunder Rosa does come away with a victory here.
yeah, yeah. I think a lot of fans are expecting Thunder Rosa to win. The thing, and it's nothing against Britt. Like Britt had a good title run.
Yeah, I love Britt Baker. She's so nice
And
in
the
real
other
life.
thing with
I mean, she's mean.
well, the other thing with Britt is that like, she's also linked with Adam Cole, so like she's always gonna have like high profile stuff to do on the show. You know what I mean? Like whether it's
Right.
with Adam Cole or it's not that she needs Adam Cole. Like she's a star on her own. She was a star before Adam Cole came into AEW. But my point is like whether she's the champion or she isn't, there's a lot of interesting high profile stuff she can be doing on the show. She doesn't really need the title to be a star on the show right now, in my
Right.
opinion. And Thunder Rosa, you just don't want her to get in the spot where like she's beating everybody else and has been since the beginning of her run in AEW,
Right.
and it's like she's just that's if there is going to be a new champion, like she's the right person to choose. Like her and Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb, I think are the two best female wrestlers they have on the roster. I talk about the two of them glowingly all the time. So like if you put the belt on Thunder Rosa, I don't feel like there's any reason anyone could complain about that. Even the biggest Britt Baker fan, I think, could understand, like, Britt Baker's going to be just fine without the title. Thunder Rosa is clearly, like, a tremendous wrestler.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's going to be really good. And we're both taking Thunder Rosa. I think we've been the same picks on everything up to this point.
No, we haven't. Not everything.
Not everything? It's Statlander and Hirsch?
Mox
And Mox and
Brian.
Danielson. You're right. Up next, I was kind of teeing that up because, like, I don't know where we're going to go on this one. So, CM Punk and MJF, dog collar match. This is the match that I think will be the match of the night. And in all honesty, I don't think it would be a bad idea for them to main event with this. Even though like I'm fine with Hangman and Cole main eventing, it's the world title, but I feel like MJF.
This could.
Well, I think that MJF and CM Punk. I think this is the best.
The best story.
I think this is the best feud AEW's ever done. Period. Like this is the best I've seen.
Absolutely.
And I love AEW. I mean, then this is like the best I've seen. For a build for a. I mean,
Absolutely.
Kenny and Hangman was a long build, and there was a lot of great stuff about that. But like this is next level in my opinion.
This has like so many different dimensions in him, like quoting his speech from CM Punk's
Summer of Punk
promo from Ring of Honor. Yeah, this like, dude, MJF cried. Like,
yeah,
this has been by far the best story that AEW has ever done, and I think this is why CM Punk returned to wrestling. I think he said, this is what I want to do. I want to do stuff like this. I want to put younger talent over. I'm going to go with MJF.
Yeah. So, Deshaun, sorry to hear that, man, that you super chatted and it didn't go through. If you send through the donation link below, it should go straight to my PayPal and I should get a notification. And if for some reason we see like the super chats, we'll find a way of refunding you if they all just like come through or something. But the donation link, that's why the donation link's there, is like in case
we'll make sure that we get you those extra entries.
Yeah. But yeah, but with MJF and CM Punk, this is I'm so torn because
I know.
Okay, I'm probably the biggest MJF fan you'll ever find. Like I am so, even like pre AEW, like I was saying, because he was so good so fast. Like on the indie scene,
right?
Within like a year.
I know you told me about that.
Oh my god! Well, and also even for this story, I've seen him tell this exact story about kids throwing quarters at him, and I've actually heard him using even more colorful language than that, like very specific words that I can't even say on YouTube that were like said to him back then, and all this stuff, and I've heard this story, but at the same time, I've heard him tell this story at Southern Underground Pro like 3-4 years ago. And he did the same thing. He told this whole story about that, the same thing he told about CM Punk. And the dude in the ring with him at the time was Righteous Jesse, who used to be in charge of Subgraps. And same thing happened. It just didn't happen over the span of 2 weeks, but same thing. Kicked the dude in the nuts. Like it was this. I've seen this exact thing play out before on the Indies. But I thought it was cool that they did it on AEW because obviously way, way, way more people got to see this. And there's the added layer of CM Punk being involved in this story that he's telling, and it's like the Joker like origin story almost for him, where like he's explaining all these terrible things that happened to him when he was younger, which are like real things that like really do make you feel bad for him. But then like he's turned that into making everyone else's life like way worse than anything he ever went through. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what makes it so interesting with him is. It's sympathetic because you feel bad for what he went through, but he's using that to like be the biggest prick in the world.
Right. Which makes it so like
yeah, and I love it. I mean, the guy he's like in his early 20s still.
I love it.
This guy, he's the future of wrestling. He's the current of wrestling too. I mean, he's
young.
Incredible. I'm such a fan. I've said it 1,000 times. My favorite match all of last year was MJF versus Darby Allin. That was my favorite match I saw all year in any company.
That was a good.
But that all said, I want MJF to win so bad, like so bad. But for Wrestle Rumble, like my prediction is CM Punk. Yeah,
really?
Because part of this is if CM Punk wins this one, MJF is still gonna go around saying I'm 2-1 on Punk. I beat him twice in Chicago. Like so what? He got a lucky win. And I think Wardlow is turning on MJF. Like I don't know if it happens during the match or right after.
They have to.
Come on. It's coming soon for sure. Unlike Via, this is actually coming. But because part of the thing with their last match was Wardlow coming out at the end and like handing MJF that weapon, and
Mhm.
now I think the same thing will happen where Wardlow will come out, but he won't help MJF, and it'll lead to Punk getting the win, and that'll be the split. So MJF will be able to say after the match, "I've beat him twice. He beat me once. I'm still better than him. He needed Wardlow to beat me. Like he can't really beat me." And yada yada yada. And I think I've changed my tone on this quite a bit. I've been waffling with it, but because I've been saying for the longest time, I think MJF should beat Hangman for the world title, and that is what I want to see. But
Yeah.
I think it's possible that CM Punk beats Hangman for the title. I think it's possible. So, but if they turn
Real.
Punk heel after all this, um, yeah.
Oh, but you can't turn MJF
Well, the only
babyface
way you can
though.
turn MJF babyface, even for a short time, is you need a bigger prick than him to be around. And the only way that's possible is if CM Punk like goes full heel because he referred to some of the stuff he'd done in the past,
Hmm.
like Jeff Hardy
Yeah,
and
with the
Jericho.
hair
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Pouring the alcohol down. Well, the other thing people aren't talking about is Colt Cabana could get involved in this, which would be wild because him and Punk have that history, and him and MJF. The people don't know. Well, most people don't know, but like on the Indies, Colt Cabana it was MJF's father. Like they were so they were friends, and they're both Jewish.
But
But
like,
yeah, so I think Colt Cabana could come out and cost CM Punk this match potentially too.
but legally,
But
I
we
don't
don't
know.
know. We don't know if
Like,
I mean they could have worked things out. We don't know. They might not have too. But
yeah, but like
no,
when
I
I
know.
interviewed him, we were not even allowed to like even insinuate any joke about it.
Sure. Dude, crazier things have happened in
So
wrestling.
I don't know.
Crazier
That
things
would
have
be
happened.
crazy.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
really.
but I am gonna go CM Punk. And I still want MJF to be the next title challenger, and I still want MJF to be the one to beat Hangman. But I just feel like it's a tough position to put Punk in, where like MJF beat him in Chicago, and then he beat the piss out of him on Dynamite. And and by the way, just that I said this
Right.
on the show with Jeremy yesterday, but just a nod to everybody or a little wink wink to everybody. If you see wrestlers wearing all white that normally aren't wearing white, like expect a lot of blood. Like that's a tell every single time. So when I saw CM Punk come out in an all white shirt, I was like, oh, he is about to get disgusting
Oh
and
no.
busted open. And
That's, you know what? That's a good little
yeah,
tidbit. I didn't know that, but that makes
the
total
only times
freaking
you'll usually
sense.
see that is if someone's gonna bleed or if there's someone who they're really trying to establish as a baby face. They'll sometimes make them start wearing white.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, every now
subconscious.
and then they'll be used as reverse psychology. Like I remember Seth Rollins wearing all white as a heel one time, but
That's right. Like as a
even
Power
MJF did
Ranger.
it on this show, but it was because of the blood. Like he came out in an all white suit. It's like they're both wearing
Yeah.
all white. I was like, this dude, CM Punk's about to be bleeding all over the place, and that's exactly what happened. And the promo that MJF cut was incredible. And I mean, it was just yeah, it was. This is like top, in my opinion. This is top tier professional wrestling. I mean, this is as good as it gets.
So
But
good.
I think you can't put Punk through all of that and then have him lose this match. I just don't see it. But the other layer to this too is
Interesting.
Wardlow in the background because it's like if they go to Wardlow and MJF soon after, like Wardlow has to beat MJF, I think too, because otherwise you kind of wasted like a 3 year turn. So I don't know. They got some stuff to figure out, but I have faith in Tony Khan and AEW and their booking and their storytelling. So I'm just along for the ride. But for this match, I'm going to say CM Punk over MJF. Jesse has MJF over CM Punk.
Yes.
Last match we got here, AEW World Championship. Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole. Um, Unfortunately, there's a lot of meat on the bones in this story that like they didn't get to. Like there's a lot of history between these guys, and I
Right.
think before we
There
before we do the
is.
predictions, do you think I've heard a lot of people, myself included, they feel like this has been kind of a lukewarm kind of build going into the match.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's like, meh.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's not been that great.
The end of Dynamite was all right.
Um,
Like they like
Yeah, that was good. I mean, they've done their best with it, but like you said, I just don't feel like it just doesn't. It feels like this is kind of like a plan B or something. Like this doesn't feel like this was the original plan. I don't know, but um, it'll be a good match. It'll be fun. Hangman's gonna win. Um, obviously, I think. Um, but yeah, as far as the build, they've done their best with it, honestly, and they've made me interested in it. But it's been a subpar build compared to like obviously like the MJF or even the Eddie
Yeah, or even
Kingston and Chris
Moxley and
Jericho. I
Danielson. I mean,
mean,
like, yeah.
or even Moxley and Danielson. Exactly. You've got all these stories that have been built up and just they've done such a good job at explaining why those are so important. And I feel like they've kind of dropped the ball on that one with this one. I don't know if that has to do with like New Japan stuff. I don't
Well,
know,
I think
like,
part of it's
but
probably like them not knowing like how long Kenny will be out and stuff too. Like, because he's a big part of this.
right. Can I just say, I'm so devastated that I will not be able to pop my pussy to battle cry at the arena. I'm sad.
Are you sitting with like Hannah and
But
them, or
no, I don't think so. Um, I'm waiting. I'm keeping an eye on my email
gotcha?
for my tickets.
One, thank you by the way for people who don't know.
And
Jessi actually had me set up with a potential free ticket. I just couldn't make it to Orlando, but
yeah,
she did try to get me there. So
yeah, and
okay,
yeah.
I got you.
So I do have tickets, but they're not with them. And then tonight, for Rampage, I'm on the floor, row A, but I'm like off to the side on the corner, so it's kind of like I'm on the here's the entrance ramp. If you're a wrestler, come down the entrance ramp. I'm on the right
Keep
side.
out a lookout for you
So
for sure.
yeah, keep a lookout for me.
Um, yeah, like there's a lot about this. It's just kind of like it's hard to put your finger on it. Yeah, well,
Placeholder.
see, part of it I think, and this is based on like feedback I see from fans and stuff. Like, I think part of it, and I think it's justified. Part of it is Adam Cole is out there like beating like 10 from the Dark Order, and like there was another one
Right.
recently that was like just such a mismatch. He's like just kind of beating guys that he's just kind of destroying, and then his biggest yeah, and then his biggest match was him and Orange Cassidy, and he lost. So like we saw him get pinned, even though it was a lights out match and it technically didn't count. Like we just recently saw him get pinned by Orange Cassidy. Now granted,
Hmm.
similar with Britt Baker, Britt Baker lost to Thunder Rosa and won the title, but um, there just seems to be a different feel about this, and it's kind of ironic that it's the two of them that they're both in the same spot, kind of with this.
Right.
Um, but I mean, this goes deep. Like I may have talked about it on here before, but back in the day, I say back in the day, just a handful of years ago, you know, Adam Page had been in the Bullet Club for a little while, and he was like kind of their lower card guy in the group. And Adam Cole joined the Bullet Club, and when he joined, that's when Adam Page started calling himself Hangman, because he was afraid that now there's a way more famous Adam in the group. So like when people are talking about Adam, they're going
Yeah.
to think you're talking about Adam Cole. So that's the whole reason he started calling himself Hangman to begin with. And they kind of tease that a little bit on AEW, but like they could
I
have went
know.
more with that, where it's like Hangman could have been like, I,
They really could have. But like I said, I wonder if that's a New Japan thing. Like there's like a something
no,
going on.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, but it just seems like there's just a lot they could have done going into this match, and they just for whatever reason
It,
haven't. But I
yeah.
also think
It doesn't feel like the story. It doesn't feel like this is like the
yeah,
finish, you know? It doesn't feel like, and it's Revolution, it's a big pay-per-view. It doesn't feel like, main event caliber, finish the story, close the book, on to the next kind of.
yeah, yeah. And
match,
Wolverine said something in the chat that I was about to get to, which has a lot to do with Kenny not being there, and I think it's possible. Like my prediction is Hangman to retain, but I think there is an outside chance that Adam Cole gets the belt, and the main reason I think that is because, for one, if Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly win the tag titles earlier in the night, and then Adam Cole is the world champion, you can really set up like Hangman and the Bucks versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon, basically the Undisputed Era versus the Bucks and Hangman. And then when Kenny returns, it's right there where Adam Cole's the champion, Kenny's going after kind of this new leader who's holding the belt now, and that kind of stuff. And I don't know, but me, I personally, I just want to say I think Hangman Page should retain the title and then go on to defend. You just texted me. What did you just text me?
Just something funny that I told you about before.
Oh my god. That's no way. That's too funny. Wow. Wow. Small world. But yeah, we're both taking Hangman Page. But I think there's a better chance of Adam Cole winning than I think people are giving him. So I think it's a good show. I shouldn't say that. It looks like a freaking fantastic show on paper, and you're gonna have a blast being there live.
Yeah, dude. I'm so fucking I'm excited for tonight. I'm really, like I said, I'm nervous. A, because I'm putting on makeup for the first time in like forever. I'm so scared I'm gonna mess it up. B, just like going through security with the TPN and everything like that. And just like getting there. But I think once I get there, get established, then I'll have fun. But I'm nervous. But I'm excited. I just don't want anything to go wrong.
You'll be fine. You know people that are going to these shows and stuff.
Yeah, and I've been talking with some kind people and a kind person in AEW security. They've been very nice to me, and they said, "You good?" And I'm like, "I'm good right now." And I called the arena, and I got the number for the head of security for the all weekend. So
awesome.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do our giveaway here in just a second for Wrestle Rumble. If you have any last second super chats, we'll make sure to give you multiple more shots of this entry. If you haven't already, say Wrestle Rumble in the chat. We'll make sure you're on the list. And Jessi, if you want to tell people about the channel and what to do and all that good stuff, we'll get our sponsors pulled up.
I guess. Yeah, sure. So we love our chat, guys. Thank you so much, chat. You guys rule. I haven't really been paying attention because I'm like literally about to bounce off the walls. I'm so dang excited and I'm cold. But we love you guys and I love all y'all and I appreciate all y'all. And we want more people like you, amazing folks in the chat. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. Comment on it after it's done. Keep chatting. That way this video gets out to more like-minded people. That's how YouTube works. That's how its algorithm works. If you like it, you comment, you chat, you share it. It gets to more like-minded folks, and we get more amazing and incredible discussions and engaging discussions in the chat and great questions and awesome people. So please do consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up.
Yes. Perfect. And I just saw Nate with a it said Wrestle Rumble in the chat. It said Wrestle Rumble, but we know what you meant.
We know what you meant, Captain Quinn.
We'll give everyone a couple more seconds here for any last second super chats or Wrestle Rumbles, and then we will get our winner out there for y'all.
And Deshaun gets one regardless. He's been so nice.
We got a lot of names on here this time. This is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, how many people are in here? I didn't even
Captain
look.
Quinn, you made it last second. Captain.
He rang the bell. Oh.
The heck? Why can't I not? Thank you, Captain Quinn. Said they subbed and liked and rang the bell and everything. We appreciate that.
Yes, notifications on, bro.
Yes.
That's the best way to get notified. about when we go live.
All right. So I'm gonna pull this up. Well, actually, I'll do the sponsors real quick to give everyone a few extra seconds here. So, as always, we'll talk about Wrestle Rumble right before we do the entry. Shout out to Music City Toys and Collectibles, place to be for anything that has to do with pro wrestling. They got memorabilia, they got autographs, DVDs, action figures. I mean, look at this place. This is the inside of their retail location, 111 West Main Street in Watertown, Tennessee. They do live sales on Facebook. They're good people. They give you fair business. They have non-wrestling stuff too, as you can see. They got like Ninja Turtles, and they got more Ninja Turtles. They got Funko Pops. Yeah. Those are all AEW figures over here. Love what I'm seeing from Music City Toys and Collectibles. Good people, fair business, like I just said. 101 West Main Street in Watertown, Tennessee is where you can find them, and they are all over social media at Music City Toys. Also, make sure to check out their website, musiccitytoys.biz. Wolverine Thad with another quick super chat. Make sure to get your name on there a couple more times. Thank you, Wolverine.
Wrestle Rumble, Deshaun.
Deshaun, Wrestle Rumble. We got you on there quite a few times, Deshaun, and it sounds like you're going to be a winner either way today. So, good luck, have fun. So yes, once again, thank you to Music City Toys and Collectibles for being a part of the show. Shout out to my brother Brian Jensen. His Instagram is BoxingATL. I'm gonna like this right now. This is him holding mitts for people. So there you go. That's him inside of his gym. Y'all can follow him on Instagram at BoxingATL, BoxingATL. What's on his story? Let's watch his story. Somebody doing some working out. Lakeland. Oh, my brother went fishing this morning. I completely forgot about that. So there you go. This is him with some people that he trains with and stuff. And, good dude. He can help you with a wide range of stuff.
Oh, go to my story. Savannah searched. It was so funny.
Hey!
Hey! She typed that. I was
That's
like, oh
awesome.
my god. I was like, hey.
What else is being searched on here? Britney Spears. These aren't me. I shared this with Doug. We share the Instagram, so I can see all the people that.
Oh my god!
All the
don't
people
expose
he's
him.
searching
Don't expose him. Britney Spears been posting. She was posting naked pictures on the beach.
That must be why
no.
I was getting searched for. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. He's a married man. That's his own business. Hey, that was me. That was me searching for Britney Spears, as a matter of fact. So not him.
Yeah, that was you. Want to see some naked Britney?
But yeah, Brian can help you with a whole bunch of stuff. He has people who box at an amateur and pro level. He helps people with just self-defense, losing weight, really anything you can think of. And if you have a neurological issue, he specializes in that. So if you have like Parkinson's, MS, dystonia, anything like that, he's totally certified to help you in like a wide range of stuff. Doesn't matter what size you are, what shape you are, what gender you are, nothing. Doesn't matter what skill level you're at. Like, he will help you reach whatever goals you have, whatever you need help with, whatever you need to get done, he will help you do. If you're in Atlanta, Georgia, he can help you in person. If you're anywhere else in the world, he can, oh, whoops, Jensen did it again. I'm reading the chat. But yes, Brian can help you online. Just set up something with him on Instagram at BoxingATL. He can do Skype sessions and Zoom calls and all that stuff too. So get a knockout workout without getting knocked out. Hit up Brian Jensen at BoxingATL on Instagram right now. And then Wrestle Rumble. So we are about to give away quit making Britney Spears references in the chat.
Innocent.
Yeah.
Whoops, Jensen did it again. I made you believe that Doug is a pervert.
No, come on. Oh, no, he's probably watching this.
No, I'm just kidding. Doug, love you, Doug. I'm just kidding. I follow Britney Spears. That's how I know. So.
Remember Doug?
Oh, we can't. No, copyright.
Oh, yeah, I sound exactly like it, so it's probably going to flag.
Yes.
But as always, shout out to Wrestle Rumble. They're a big sponsor of all of our prediction shows. They are doing the Revolution Pick'em contest. We're about to give away a free entry right now. The winner's going to get the winner of the contest, that is going to get an AEW Replica Championship belt. Second and third both get $100 cash. And always make sure to follow them on Twitter at WrestleRumble, and their website is WrestleRumble.com. They also have WrestleMania stuff going on right now. There are 3 title belts on the line. A WrestleMania like custom belt looks pretty badass with WrestleMania moments. NWA World's title, a AWA World Heavyweight Championship. Those are going to be the night of WrestleMania. The Solid Monster's going to give those away, and they'll also have WrestleMania Pick'em contest for that, which will heavily promote heading into WrestleMania in a few weeks. So, here's everybody who's on the list. You can see there we have a lot of names, a lot of people that have multiples. Which hold on. Did I do this twice? Oh, I put this on here. Well, actually, it really wouldn't matter because I double pasted it, but let me make sure the right amount are on here. There we go. There we go. Cool. So this is everybody?
Integrity.
Huh? I'm missing someone?
Integrity.
Oh, integrity. Yes. All right. I'm going to hit this button right here. It's going to pop out a random name, and whoever that is, we just need to be able to reach out through Twitter DMs or whatever to just get your email address, and we'll make sure on Sunday you get a free entry for the Revolution Pick'em contest. And the winner is Corey Hummel. Congratulations, Corey. Hey, he earned it. He with the big super chat.
You get mine. Deshaun can have mine, my man.
He said he didn't want you to have it, but what I'm gonna do?
No, he can have mine. I'll be at the show anyway.
Okay, Deshaun, I'm gonna send. Well, what would you rather do? Do you want me to send it to you and you send it to Deshaun, or do you want me just to get it sent over to Deshaun?
Just get it sent over to Deshaun.
You sure? Well, that was very, very what's the right word?
The man is too nice.
What's generous?
Generous.
I was thinking of all the opposite words. I was like, that's very heartless, very thoughtless. I was like, this is the opposite of
I'm into doing kind deeds.
Well, that's awesome.
I like that.
I'm not as nice as Jessi because I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win a Wrestle Rumble with my entry.
I mean, hell, I got medical bills to pay and all that, but you know what?
Now you're making me feel bad. Now I want to give you my entry.
I ain't gonna win on Wrestle Rumble. I do so bad on that.
Well, yes, congratulations to Corey. I'll make sure to direct message him.
Nate, where are you coming from? If you're coming from like the Tampa area, avoid I-4 because the Strawberry Festival. Take the Turnpike.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Hooks in the chat. Oh, the real Hook's here. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, Hook. I don't know where I'm sitting for Revolution quite yet.
You're gonna.
But I'll be there tonight for Rampage on the floor.
Ready to watch you beat QT Marshall's ass on Revolution.
Right.
So everybody says he's never won Wrestle Rumble.
I've
only won once.
Oh, Jacksonville.
I've only won one Wrestle Rumble, but I mean I've played every time they've done a contest for years, and I've only got one W. I came real close at Elimination Chamber.
You were like
10. I got 10, and I was tied with like a few people, so technically it was like fourth or fifth. So I was right there.
Whoa.
So yeah, I've won one time, and that's how I actually got this. This happens to be right next to me right now, but this replica AEW Championship belt. This was from winning a NXT Pick'em contest for WrestleMania. WrestleMania New Orleans, or NXT TakeOver New Orleans, WrestleMania 34 weekend. So, all right, well that's gonna do it for the show today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. That was a lot of fun. Make sure if you get involved in Wrestle Rumble, go sign up for the contest. This is what it costs if you didn't win a contest or an entry. It's only $10 for one. 3 for $20, 5 for $30. Very, very reasonable. The belt giveaway is only $1, and you can win any of these 3 belts. So, yeah, this is going to be a great show. Jessi, I'm jealous you're there live. I'll be watching with my buddies from my couch, and yeah, we'll see you. We'll probably review the show sometime early next week. Me and Jessi will talk about it. Make sure you're following both of us on social media at FightTalk _ at Jessi the Buckeye. Make sure you subscribe, notifications on, all that good stuff. Hit the thumbs up. And then that way you'll know when we're going live next. Enjoy Revolution.
All right.